Welcome, everybody. This is your host, Izzy. This is the Redzone Report right here on Built in Buffalo. Post game, Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles. It was a good game, I guess. Let's talk about it. Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Izzy. This is the Red Zone Report, and we are live post-game Philadelphia Eagles at Buffalo Bills. We are on Facebook, X, and Twitter right here on Built in Buffalo. And what a game it was. First half, Buffalo Bills do what they usually do, don't really do much on offense. Allow 13 points to the Eagles. Second half, shut the Eagles out. Only put up 12. Lose this game. And the AFC East is now property of the New England Patriots this season. So the Buffalo Bills moved to 11-5, and I believe we are the 6th seed, but I'm pulling it up right now. StreamYard's been giving me a little trouble today, guys, but you know what? That's okay. Bills are in the playoffs. That's really what matters. Nope, we are the 7th seed currently. So we're going to see what happens next week. I'm very comfortable being the 7th seed. If we play, that means that we go to New England and see them again, and I wouldn't mind seeing that. Wouldn't mind seeing the Patriots again. That's not a problem for me. But problem for me is losing the way the Bills lost. Josh Allen clearly out there on a bum foot. No excuses. Had Kalusha here at the back of the end zone for a win. Drifts left, passes it, and misses him by at least 2 yards. Oh, what a lousy way to lose the division. But, you know, it is what it is. It happens. Michael Badgley gets his extra point blocked earlier in the game. If that doesn't happen, the Bills can just flat out win the game, kicking another extra point. Or maybe they block the second one. I don't know. But it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. Positives from the game. And there are some positives. But overall negative because we lost. Losing sucks. Everybody knows losing sucks. And yeah, what a stinker it was, you know. Pulling up the statistics, the Buffalo Bills held Jalen Hurts to under 50% of his passes completed. He was 13-27, 110 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He got sacked once, lost 2 yards on that. Passer rating of 71.5. Josh Allen, 23 of 35, 262 yards, no touchdown passes. No interceptions. Sacked 5 times for 51 yards. Passer rating of 88. Josh Allen, clearly superior quarterback today. Man, just couldn't put it together at the end. Sucks. Running, the Buffalo Bills run defense decided to show up today. Bills allowed 26 carries for 82 yards. 3.2 yards per carry. The Bills ran 33 times for 120, 3.6 yards per carry. So both of these defenses showed up and decided that taking away the run was important. In taking away the run, the Buffalo Bills also took away the pass in the second half from the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts in the second half was, 0 for 6, if I remember correctly. It was not good. Not good at all. But their defense was still good enough to hold us back. Brandon Cooks, 4 catches for 101 yards. Like, he finally synced up with Josh Allen. That's a great sign for the playoffs. You have a number one guy now, Brandon Cooks. Some people will say he's not a number one. I think that he's showing right now that he is potentially a number one receiver. And I'm glad that he's a Buffalo Bill now. Right, the first few weeks, I was like after last week, I was like, man, maybe we should cut this guy because it's not working out. Well, today, 4 catches, 101 yards. That's 25.3 per catch. He had a couple of deep receptions. It was caught 4 passes on 6 targets. His longest was 50 yards. So now we have a downfield stretcher. We now have a guy who is catching the ball deep downfield for the Buffalo Bills. Tyrell Shavers had a nice, circus catch, 32 yards down the field. He had 2 catches for 36. Khalil Shakir, 6 catches on 7 targets for 35 yards. Ty Johnson, 3 catches on 4 targets for 33 yards. Dawson Knox, 5 catches on 5 targets for 30 yards. Joshua Palmer, 1 on 2 targets. The other target was a pass interference call. Ray Davis, 1 catch for 12 yards. James Cook, 1 for 3. Gabe Davis, 0 for 0. So 0 target, 1 target, 0 receptions, 0 yards. Overall, good game, right, by the Bills' offensive players. They did pretty well when it comes to getting open, but Josh just was too hampered for this game. Very unfortunate. A.J. Brown had 5 catches for 68 yards. Devontae Smith, 2 for 25. Dallas Goedert, 3 for 8. Darius Cooper, 1 for 4. Grant Calcaterra, 1 for 3. Tank Bigsby, 1 for 2. Dallas Goedert had the 1 touchdown. We had 2 fumbles. We lost 1 of them. Josh fumbled twice. Another positive for today, Matt Milano had 1 heck of a game. 7 tackles, 4 of them solo. He had half a sack and a tackle for a loss. The other half of that sack was Greg Rousseau, who also put a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts, which is why Jalen Hurts' numbers were so freaking awful. But it's hard, man. It's hard to watch that and see us lose, and the division is now decided today. But I have hope, right? Next week, I don't even know if I'd play Josh Allen. I'd let him take his first snap and then sit his ass down because it doesn't matter now. We're in the playoffs, and we're either going to see the Jaguars, the Steelers, or actually, I think that ship might have sailed already. I think that the highest we can get is the 6th seed now. So it's going to basically be the Jaguars or the Patriots, and I'm fine seeing either one of them. The game was a hard fought game. It was a really hard fought game. I need to see something real quick because I'm not seeing any Facebook comments come through. Let me see. Usually I get a lot of Facebook comments. Built in Buffalo. Boop. Where is it? Let's see. Built in Buffalo. I'm not even seeing my live on here. All right, that's cool. I'll post a link to the YouTube on there. And boop. What a mess this game was, man. My group is the live on here. Not seeing it. Okay. Had an error. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let's see the comments here. I got some of you guys. Pedro, should Prob stop digging out our D-line? Superb today. Yeah, our defense was superb today. Held the Eagles to 13 points. My man Kim Boomhauer right here, and the defense held the Eagles to 13. Yep. Truly a hard-fought game indeed. Rest them all. Nothing on the line next week. Indeed. I'd put the backups in. Maybe you let James Cook run, depending. But I'd probably even rest him. Let Josh's ankle heal for a couple weeks and then go into the playoffs full strength. That's me, and that's what I would do. Right? There's no reason to how do you say putting these guys at risk. There's no reason. There's no point. Just go ahead, set your starters, let the backups go in there, activate whoever you want from the practice squad, and sit down whoever you want to sit. I'd sit Benford. I'd sit Max. I'd sit Russo and Bosa. Bosa definitely I'd sit. Milano, yeah. Let Joe Andreessen go out there. Let Dorian Williams go out there. Let the backups handle this next week. That's just the way I see it. We could still get a win over the Jets with the backups. I think the Jets are freaking terrible. I think Mr. Trubisky could go out there and beat them. Oh snap! Facebook is working just fine. All right, so welcome guys. Sandra L. King back in the building as always. Welcome back, Sandra. See, Adam Zoldak, give Josh at least one snap to keep the streak alive. Yeah, you go out there first play, let him go out there, hand it off to Ty Johnson or to Ray Davis. Let Ray and Ty play the game. Heck, you might even elevate Frank Gore Jr. I believe he's still on the practice squad. Let him have some snaps and go out there and just let the backups beat the Jets because the Jets are god awful. I think that our backups would beat the Jets just fine. I don't think that'd be a problem. Trubisky go out there and have a little shine before his last home game as a Buffalo Bill under this current contract. He could come back, but as of right now, this is his last home game as a Buffalo Bill. Let him go out there and have a little shine with some of the receivers, and let that be it. See, is he a Mafia? Hey, how you doing, Sandra? Welcome back. And would you rather go to Jacksonville or Foxborough? I don't care either way. Honestly, probably Foxborough. Right? We know the Patriots very well, and yeah, that's just what it is. The Buffalo Bills go to Foxborough, and I think that we put it on the Patriots. The Jaguars are red hot right now. They're red hot right now, and I don't mind the smoke, but I'd rather play the Patriots, go to Foxborough, beat them. As a 7th seed, then we would go to Denver. And if we beat them, then we'd see whoever else at their house because the Buffalo Bills are likely going to be away the entire playoffs, which is fine, but it is what it is. Bills one and done. I don't think so. We'll see, though. It's possible. But I think with a healthy Josh Allen, if you set his ass next week and just Josh, bubble wrap you over here, Bosa, bubble wrap you over here, whoever else you think is important enough to be bubble wrap them too, and let that be it. See, tough game. Who I was kidding. I could relax today for the game. Yeah, I mean, I was relaxed throughout the whole game. I knew the comeback was possible, and we almost did it. But I might have kicked the extra point at the end, but I guess Sean McDermott didn't trust it because of the block, and then Badgley's missed extra points in the past, so they probably should have pulled the trigger on a young Wei Koo, who, even though not that good, still doesn't really make a lot of miss a lot of kicks. So there we go. See, we need a refund on the new kicker. Yeah, we definitely do. We need Prater back. I say we keep the new kicker one more week, let him kick next week, and then goodbye. Prater's back after that. Give Prater one more week to heal up too. That's what I would do. Let's see. Josh made dumb plays like it was 2018. He did, especially knowing that he's got a bum foot. Like your foot's hurt. You're gonna have to just, if you're gonna suck it up, Buttercup, then you're gonna have to go out there and play pocket passer, right? That whole spin around thing, you've done it 3-4 times this year, and you've been sacked every freaking time. Every time. Last week against the Browns, if he tears something in that leg or in his foot, if he tears a ligament in his foot or sprains an ankle, dislocates an ankle on one of those dumbass plays where he does that, he's out for the season, and then yeah, the season's over. Then it's over. We're definitely one and done at that point. Very dumb plays by Josh Allen. You're not incorrect. Don't disagree with that at all. I would like Allen to get that 40th TD this season to keep that streak alive as well, but not at the risk of Allen. Let me see how many touchdowns he has on the season so far, because he had 2 today. All right, so he had 25 passing before today. Rushing, he has rushing touchdowns 12, and he has 25. So that's 37. So he needs one more touchdown. Maybe you suit him up, and then if we get to the red zone, you let him go in there and get his 40th. Push him in, and then he can sit his ass down the rest of the game. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it. That scramble was just bad. Took us out of field goal range. I thought he was done with those plays, but he seemed to do it every week. Yeah, he does seem to do. He's not willing to give up on the play, which is a problem. But it is what it is. Famous quote: "I got to play better." He does. He knows it. Izzy, if we lose against the Jets, we lose any seeding. We already don't have any seed. We're already 7th seed. We're in the playoffs, so we've already guaranteed a playoff spot. So we don't lose our seeding because we are already 7th. So there's nothing to lose, right? Buffalo goes out there, loses to the Jets. We are still currently, if you go to ESPN, Y, which is clinched playoff berth, or excuse me, clinched wild card. We're already in the wild card. And we can't win the division, so we're stuck in the wild card. The best we can do is win next week, and if the Chargers lose next week, then we take the 60. We play Jacksonville. Nothing to lose. Highly impressed with the defense today. That is the take I'm going to go with for positivity. Otherwise, nothing really positive to say. The offense stunk. They stunk. That and Brandon Cooks, the two positives of this game. James Cook, he had an okay day. But that's it. It was okay. He had, 20 carries, 74 yards. They did what they could to bottle him up, and they did so mostly successfully. He had one long run of 10, which isn't really long for him. He's been able to break off some pretty long runs this year. Josh on a bum foot outran him per play. James Cook averaged 3.7. Josh Allen averaged 3.9. Ty Johnson averaged three. Ray Davis had 1 carry for 4 yards, so his average was 4. It was just if you were not a Bills or Eagles fan, this game sucked to watch. It did. You sucked to watch. I was sitting there tinkering on my phone. Okay, I would rest everyone. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would rest anyone who you think may be injury prone. This is the AJ Epinesa, Javon Solomon game. You put Daquan doesn't play that game. Deion Walker, to me, doesn't play that game. Deion Walker has been one of our exceptional defensive tackles. Maybe Sanders. I'd bring up whoever you can from the practice squad and play them and deactivate a bunch of the starters and just let our practice squad guys go out there and, potentially beat the Jets because the Jets are that bad. They got smoked today. All right, we were all sitting here hoping that they could beat the Patriots. That way we'd have another chance next week. They got absolutely demolished. It was not hard to watch because I hate the damn Jets, but it was it was bad. Cody Ford had a 21-yard catch today for the freaking Bengals. That's crazy. Man. Just what a stinker of a game this was. Like it was not good. It was not good at all. The Niners play the Bears after this, so that hopefully is a good game. Niners still have the potential to win their division. The Bears are on top of theirs. They, I think, may have clinched their division already, but that's the NFC. We really don't care about that. We care about what's going on in the AFC. And the Browns beat the Steelers. So now the Steelers and the Ravens play next week for the 4 seed. The Ravens won, and that kept their hopes alive. And then the Browns beat the Steelers, and my God, the Dolphins beat the freaking Buccaneers. It'd be nice to see the Dolphins beat the Patriots next week. Just so the Patriots don't go into the playoffs on a streak. They go in there limping in a little bit. That'd be great. But 42-10 Patriots over the Jets was god awful. Crazy work. See, when Dawkins was in concussion protocol, they kept Josh clean. Dawkins penalties have been an issue here recently. But Jalen Hunt is a pretty good player. I liked him coming out the draft. I wanted us to draft him at one point when he was available, and then he was gone, and that was it. So yeah, Keithan Daniels Rust. Good to see you again, buddy. Bernard was brutal. Was a brutal resign. He's been injury prone for years already. I agree. The good thing is, luckily he's not getting top linebacker money, so there's that. And we can get out of that contract in a year or two. He'll have next year to redeem himself and hopefully stay healthy. Hopefully they move him out to Will because Milano's contract is up after this year. And I think that he'd be much more suited as a Will linebacker in this type of offense than as a Mike linebacker. He's not big enough to play the Mike. I think that's been proven. He's more of a Will. You keep Dorian Williams at strong side linebacker. When you go base formation, you put Terrell Bernard out there at the Will, and you draft yourself a Anthony Hill or something like that in the first couple rounds at linebacker to be the Mike. And if you want, bring back Shaq Thompson to coach him up. And that's your new linebacker, your new middle linebacker, right? We need a big guy there, right? Jermaine Evans as linebacker for us, he wasn't great for us, right? But he was good. And he was a big boy, and he didn't get hurt very often, right? Because he's a big guy. He can take the hits. When you're in the middle of the defense and you're blitzing, anything like that, you're going to come in contact with big guys. They're going to send offensive linemen your way to make rushing lanes for running backs open and for quarterbacks. So if you're trying to get to the second level, your offensive linemen are going to hit your middle linebacker. And it's been proven now Terrell Bernard cannot take those hits. Cooks was an epic outlet. Who would have thought we need a decent wide receiver taking bullets from Josh Allen? Exactly, right? And it did take him, till his third or fourth week with the team. But what better time than right before the playoffs to discover some chemistry with a guy who's a former number one wide receiver. He doesn't seem to have lost a step when it comes to the speed. And I don't know if he's, I don't know if he's still elite, but he looked at it today against an elite Eagles defense with two elite corners in Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. Like, he made them look bad when he was on the field. So I'm happy with what we're getting out of Brandon Cooks now. I have not been happy, and I was prepared to cut him before the playoffs if it didn't pan out. But looks like that chemistry is showing up. They may play Josh a quarter next week just to, bring that chemistry back in. But in my opinion, I think you sit Josh down, maybe even sit Cooks down, maybe leave him out there, to play a little bit to, continue to adapt to the offense and get the playbook down and get the reps in, even if it's Mitch Trubisky. But yeah. See, I would rather possibly play the Patriots than be a fifth seed and possibly playing in Baltimore. We don't have a chance at the fifth seed anymore, I don't think. Unless the Texans lose and we win, and then the Chargers lose as well. So the Chargers would have to lose, the Texans would have to lose, and then we would have to win. And the Texans next week are playing against Houston Texans. I think they play the Colts next week, or they play them today. They play the Colts next week. They're going to beat the Colts, right? Unless they decide to sit everybody because it don't matter. They're going to beat the Colts, and they're going to be the fifth seed. So we really don't have a shot at the fifth seed unless the Colts go out there and Old Man Rivers takes out the Texans, which I don't see coming. The playoffs are basically solidified except for one spot on each conference, right? Next week for the playoffs, we have the NFC South, the Panthers and the Buccaneers playing for their division. And then we have the AFC North, Steelers and Ravens playing for their division. So it's going to be tough to figure out who's going to be where, but we definitely know that it's going to be the Steelers or the Ravens at the fourth spot in the AFC. It's going to be the Buccaneers or the Panthers, the fourth spot in the NFC. I know we don't care about the NFC right now. We're not going to care about them until we get to the Super Bowl, if we get to the Super Bowl this year, which is possible, but, now the playoffs run through going two teams' houses. And we need a healthy winter soldier to do that, right? The Eagles' defense is excellent, right? So I'm not going to sit here and down the Bills, for how they played against the Eagles. The Eagles' defense is excellent. They're a really good team. They have a really good defensive line. They have good linebackers. Jahad Campbell is excellent. I wanted him to be drafted by the Bills this past year. He was a guy I was looking at. If you guys go back to the draft show, But Built in Buffalo hosted the draft show, right? You can find it on YouTube. When the Bills were on the clock, and we picked Max Hairston, which I was fine with too. I knew we needed a corner, but I watched and I was like, man, first round, generally speaking, you don't draft for need. You definitely want to go to what you really want, right? The first round pick's a want pick. Like there's a stud out there, and you can use them. You go with what you want is how I was really going at it. And Jihad Campbell was sitting there like a sore thumb. I'm like, dude, like you just packed up Matt Milano, and you have a chance right now to draft a successor to take over, and Jihad Campbell's right there, and you let the Eagles get richer. That pissed me off then, but it's okay. It's okay because the Buffalo Bills got Shaq Thompson. He's playing well. Matt Milano's playing pretty well now. He played pretty trash the first 8 to 10 weeks of the season, but then the last few weeks, Matt Milano of old has been showing up. Yeah, brother, had a whole Macho Man thing going, but Matt Milano, man, like he's been playing a lot better, and having a healthy Matt Milano that's playing to the Matt Milano standard in the playoffs is going to help a lot. My man Keith and Trey White, though, what a career revive. If that man didn't get hurt, he would have been all-timer in Buffalo. I still think he still is an all-timer in Buffalo. Maybe not, to the level that, I might be saying it, but I think that like he's an all-pro corner, first team. Literally him and Stephon Gilmore fighting for Defensive Player of the Year that whole season. They both had almost identical stats, and Stephon Gilmore just got the award, and that's fine. He had an awesome season too, and he allowed fewer catches that year. That's basically what it came down to because they both had 6 picks. They both, were locked down corners that year, and Tre'Davious White got injured, the next couple years. Last year he bounced around from LA to Baltimore, didn't really fit their schemes, and now he's back and he's playing a lot better. So beginning of the year, we were not really pleased with what we saw out of him, but now here we go. They're still not convinced we should have gone for 2 with how good the defense was playing second half. That's the thing. Their defense was playing that good. Are we convinced that in overtime that we're going to get down the field, score a touchdown? I don't know, but you're right there. So you can put the game away now or lose it now. Like just, why go to overtime? I see why McDermott did it. I don't agree nor disagree. See, pick 6 for Bears first play of the game. Wow. Okay. So the kicker missed the field goal, would have tied the game. So it was an extra point. He didn't miss it. It was blocked. I mean, it does count as a miss on a stat sheet, but they blocked it. All right. We have a dirty comment, so we're going to go ahead and delete that comment. Boop. Okay, it'll say, screw it. Let's see. The extra point and the probability of missing again is much lower than converting a 2-point conversion. Take your chances, no T. Maybe. I'm not saying I disagree with you. I see why McDermott did what he did. I don't agree or disagree with his choice. If we get that, right, if Khalil Shakir and Josh Allen connect on that play, which the play call was great. It was an excellent play call. Josh just failed on that play. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Like what Hakeem used to say. Josh just failed on that play. It happens. Shouldn't have happened, but it happens. And so I don't disagree with you either. But I also don't disagree with the choice, and the play call was excellent. So, and Josh wasn't even hit. So he was clean on that play. He just missed, which is rare for him. He rarely misses a pass like that. I was sure we had that game won when I saw Khalil coming down and then the ball in the air, and then, it happens. But it is what it is, guys. You guys have a great night. I'm done for the night. I'm going to watch some more ball, probably play a little Madden, and get ready for work tomorrow. You guys, love you, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Do good, be good, God bless, and go Bills. Peace.